Welcome back to another episode of The Scratching Post presented by Sastel. I'm your host, Arthur Ward, and today I have another amazing guest that I want to introduce to you. And without any further ado, I want to welcome Aldo Galvan Orduna.
Hey, thanks, Art. That was awesome.
Aldo, thanks for being on the show. Welcome. Distinguished Rams alumni. Tell us a little bit about your career with the Rams. How you got here and how it went.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. It was an interesting ride with the Rams. I'm from Mexico City. Grew up there.
Mexico. I could say that. I could say that correctly. There you go. Mexico.
There you go. So I grew up there. Wanted to play in the States football. I started sending emails. Didn't really get like a lot of interest from university. So a friend of my brother played for UVC, and my brother told me about it, and he was like, "Hey, send like your highlight tape to him. He's gonna show it to his coach." So he sent it. I was just waiting, and I kept waiting. I was like, "Why am I waiting if I can like just go myself like on Google and like type Canadian universities with football teams?" So I did that. A list came out. So I started like sending emails one by one, and Regina replied back like right away. Like it was an awesome experience, surreal. My highlight tape like was like long. It was like 10 minutes, and like Coach Bryce at the time, like he replied like 15 minutes after I sent it. So I was like,
wow.
So it was.
You knew he watched it.
Yeah, like it was like hard to believe, but it was like, this is awesome. They invited me. Well, we kept in communication. That was like late, probably like November. Just kept communication all the way till January. They invited me to attend spring camp in 2018. However, I had stuff to do. I had a Cancun trip planned that week, and it was already paid off and everything. So I was like, yeah, I can't skip it. So I told him, like, sorry, like, I can't go during spring camp because I have school to do.
School in Cancun.
Yeah, well, it was like, it's a tradition back home. Like, when you graduate high school, like, the whole, like, graduation class, like, goes to Cancun for a trip for a week. So, yeah, it was awesome. It was during spring break. So it was, like, same dates as spring camp. So I told them, and Coach Brass was like, hey, don't stress. Just check your schedule, and, like, we'll find a date that works for you, and like we're gonna check if it works for us. So I ended up coming for end of April of 2018. Everything went pretty good. It was just here for a weekend with my dad. First time in Canada.
First time in Canada when you came to visit the Rams.
Yeah, exactly. Like first time ever. And like I was impressed. Like they treated me like a king. So like I went like to a lot of places. He was awesome. I went to Mosaic Stadium. I was like, there's no way we're playing here. So like that kind of convinced me to come over here.
Mosaic Stadium did.
Yeah. And the opportunity to make CFL.
Okay.
It sounded like not easier, but like more achievable if I came to a Canadian university and play here, and like maybe after that like play CFL, then like go into at the time I had a D2 offer, then go into a D2 that not a lot of people know about, and then like potentially CFL or NFL, I don't know.
Was your highlight reel you sent, were you a kicker before, or were you just a regular player and Bryce asked you to kick?
No, like I was a kicker. Like I knew back in high school I played receiver as well, like a few pounds ago.
Well, there's a guy named Nick Lewis who, fits that wide receiver category. Big body, you can play the position as well. So.
Yeah, but I was lighter back in high school. But yeah, like I play receiver. However, I knew I didn't have enough to play university level as a receiver. Even like furthermore, like I thought like the only way to make it pro was as a kicker or punter. So my highlight tape was just fully kicking, punting. But yeah, like Bryce asked me to kick live.
And Bryce is?
He was the head coach at the time, like for the Rams.
Yeah.
So I kicked, and that weekend, like he offered me a full ride. So I went back to the hotel with my dad and was like, hey, like, what you think? I was like, well, I think it's your best option so far. I had a few options, as I mentioned, like in the States and back home, had pretty good opportunities. However, there was not enough opportunities to grow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I decided to sign the next day and came back for August, played 5 years with the Rams. I finished my degree. Now I'm currently working for athletics.
Yeah.
Doing my post-grad internship
Okay.
as the events and marketing intern.
So we'll jump into that in a second, but summarize your career here for me. Then was the decision to sign with the Regina Rams 5 years ago worth it? Looking back,
Yes. Like I'm gonna be honest, I played my first year in 2018. It was hard to adjust, not to the weather. Like that's kind of like what most people think about, but it was like the size of the city. Like I come out from Mexico City, a massive like place with a lot of people, and came to Regina. Didn't really feel like home at the time. So I remember like talking to my parents, like they came every year. They came like to watch 2 games, like at least one in Regina and sometimes in Calgary or other places because I have an uncle living in Calgary. But yeah, like they came. I was sitting at the Owl, like having lunch with them, and they were super excited. Like it's like, hey, like this is awesome. Like you're doing pretty good. It was a good season. I think at the time I had never missed a field goal or something.
okay.
However, I was like, yeah, like honestly, I don't feel happy. Like it's like I was not in a good place. I told them like I wanted to transfer, and they were like shocked. They were like why? Like we support you, but like it's like why? Like
Yeah.
and I told everything, right? Like it's a different place. I want to go to a bigger city. Like at the time it was like Calgary or like Vancouver. I don't know, like other place. However, I was like they told me like, hey, like we support your decision. However, like just give it a chance. Like try for the winter semester. And
And was this after the first year or the first 2 years?
that was the first like during the season. Like there was like
Oh,
during the first season.
after the first couple of months.
Yeah, first couple months. That
Yeah.
was I think they came in October.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. But yeah, like I told them like I wasn't happy and I wanted to transfer, and they told me to like just relax, like slow down, like think about it, give it a chance, like for next semester.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and glad I did. Now adjusted, I consider Regina my second home, and happy to be here.
So what was the turning point for you then? What was the point where it's like, okay, yeah, no, I can see myself, being in Regina for a while.
Yeah, like the support, like all the coaches. Like I compare him with my brother. Like he went to a big school back home, like very successful program, and the coaching staff like didn't really care about the players, and like that's another thing that I like from here. Like Coach Bryce since the beginning, like he was very supportive. Like one of my biggest fears, like they asked me like when I came for my visit, it was like, hey, like what's your like biggest fear to come to Canada? I was like, well, like honestly, like the language barrier, like I'm concerned about it.
Did you speak English when you came?
I did. It wasn't that good.
Okay.
Like I went to an American high school. However, like my English wasn't good. But yeah, like talking to them, they were like, if that's your biggest fear, like we have been communicating like all weekend, and like I understand you, you understand us. Like so, I
Yeah.
think you will be fine. So like after that, I was like switched and was like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah. You got comfortable playing Regina. You also quickly mentioned in there that there was the point where you didn't miss the field goal all season. So I know you had a very outstanding career as a kicker for the Rams. I want to talk quickly before we jump into a commercial break here. I'm sure you've learned things from the process of graduating as a university player and then trying to enter the league. Is there anything that you've learned during that time that you may have done differently, or anything interesting that you think anyone in a similar situation should be aware of when they're trying to make the transition from university football and potentially try to make it to the pro leagues?
Yeah, like with my situation is different because I'm an international, global player or global passport, whatever.
And that's what the CFL.
Like the CFL like added a new rule. Like if you play Canadian football for I think 3 years and you graduate from a Canadian institution, you get the option to pick if you want to be considered national or a global player.
Yeah.
At the time, like they gave me the option on my last season before we started in August. At that time, I didn't talk to any agents or anything. Like, so I talked to my coaches and like everybody, and like we ended up like thinking going the national route was the best. However, the season ended, finished All-Star. And then I talked to some agents and they were like, well, are you global or are you national? And I said, like, I picked national and like, this is why. And there was like, oh, like you should have like picked global. Like, like they see on the ice of the CFL, like I'm a punter over kicker. So like that's a position that it's been dominated by global players.
Yeah, so usually global players are playing your position.
Yeah, so it's a tough spot to be. Like I feel like that played against me. Like
well, once you choose,
there's no way to go back. Like that's the only thing. Like
okay.
I picked thinking that was the best choice. And yeah, like it's kind of I don't know. I'm not huge fan of the rule because I haven't like played a snap or anything in CFL. So like I don't know like why I can't go back to be global and or have the option to pick. Like I don't see why it could be why not it's not like beneficial for somebody that spent so much time here and like to have like that option and like also the team like could like is like hey like he could be national or global like whatever you want like to name it like so that's kind of like where it's tricky right now and I think it played against me. However, like I'm happy to be on my spot right now. Like as you mentioned, I have a decent career. I feel comfortable what I did as a player. I went home last year and played for the LFA, which is the Mexican professional league. Did pretty good. Like we lost the final. I got the option to go back this year. However, because of work, I decided to stay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, that's still like an option. I don't know if like I'm ready to hang the cleats or the helmet.
Okay. Yeah.
However, from the working experience, I think it was better option to stay here and work than going back and play. So yeah, like a suggestion is like just being patient. It's totally different and. From kickers and punters, route is so different. Like I've talked to so many friends. I talked to Brett Lauder, Sergio Castillo from the Bombers, and like they spent 5 years like just trying to get in the league, and it's just being persistent. Attend camps. That's another thing. I last year I attended like Coach Sonner. Like I had a one-on-one practice with him. He charges good. Like Coach Sonner, great coach. He coaches NFL punters, kickers, CFL, where you name it. Like he was coached by Coach Sonner. So like he's a great person, everything, but like he also like charges. So it's it's a lot of people like gotta be like persistent, like wait 4, 5, 3 years. I don't know. And it's shitty because like. You could play, like, make it, like, spend 5 years and make it finally, have a shitty game, and you never get the chance again. So it's like
you're only good as your last game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's
or your last kick.
It's hard, especially for specialists. It's like you get in a 60-minute game, you're on the field like for 2 minutes, and like everybody's expecting to perform, and that's another thing that it's complicated and it's very unstable profession. So that's another thing that like why I stay here, because it's like yeah, I didn't make it. Like, of course, it was my dream to make CFL or NFL. Still is. But I'm fine right now, like, to not make it that far. Like, at least I tried.
Well, you've been in those situations at the university sport level where you've made those kicks under pressure, and
I missed too.
And you missed, but you've got a healthy balance,
Yeah.
right? So it's only natural to want to put that to the test, in a league that's a step above. So understood that. I want to ask you though, is coaching in the cards for you? I know you did you did a little bit with the Rams kicker last season.
It is. Like, I'm interested on giving back in Regina. Like, I help a high school kid like this past summer. He's doing pretty good. I think he has potential to go far. My goal, ultimate goal, will be being a general manager for a professional football team.
Okay.
So I don't know if like that's the route I would take. I would like to get involved in football operations and then like start climbing to the top. So yeah, but I love coaching for the Rams. I did it like not like as a teaching perspective. Like, I did it to help Isaac. Like
Isaac, the kicker for the Rams.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, what I did is I didn't like talk to Mark or the coaching staff like that I was interested in coaching till like the week of preseason. And the reason was because I started this new job and I wasn't like sure if I was gonna have the time to do it.
Yeah.
But then I saw like the schedules and it kind of like worked perfectly. It was like, so it was awesome. And so I went to Mark's office. It's like, hey, like, I'll be willing to help Isaac if you want me to. Like, whatever you guys need, like, I'm open to help you guys.
Yeah.
So like he was like, yeah, like, let me discuss it with Jeff. And then like the week of the preseason, I think like it was like the first time I was like on the field with them, and it was good. Like, I as a specialist, like, you really like enjoy having like that company. Like, I was a couple of years by myself, like no coach, no group.
Yeah.
So it's good to have somebody that knows and also like other eyes to see like what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that what I did.
So you're saying it can be lonely from that position?
It is. It is like being a kicker or punter. Like, it's everybody's like sitting all practice there. Like, my practices were done as soon as like everybody like came like out to start their practice. And like that's the thing is like, and I gotta stay here, set like all your practice, like in cold days and cold nights. Like, that's the worst. But yeah, like, it's good to have somebody like has eyes, another set of eyes, and like it's very helpful.
So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. But when we get back, I want to talk about the job that you're doing now and how that plays into your future ambitions as a general manager. So thanks for making it this far, and stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. SaskTel TV is your home for heart-pounding sports action in HD. Upgrade to ultra clear 4K with TSN and Sportsnet, and you'll be front and center for every game. And with the Max TV app included, you're free to support your team on your phone or tablet anywhere. SaskTel TV, the top pick for sports fans at home and on the go. Welcome back. I'm here with Aldo on the show. Thanks again, Aldo, for being here. And you mentioned a bit about the job that you're doing now. So maybe tell us, what you studied in university and how that led to the role that you currently have.
Yeah. So I majored in sport and recreation management with 2 minors in German and the other one on kinesiology.
So you you speak German.
I do, yeah.
So when you moved to Regina, I guess you spoke 2 languages, English, Spanish and German. And how was your German compared to your English?
It was pretty good. Like, I went to a German school back home. Like
an American school and a German school?
No, like So like in Mexico, the school system there's private and public.
Yeah.
So in private, I went to a private German school. So the second language they teach you is German. Like
Okay.
same with Spanish, is like kind of like goes to the same level. So I had classes full in German, everything. So I went there till grade 8. Then I went to Germany, study abroad for a year. Then I came back and tried to like enroll in the same private school in Germany. So Mexico schools, like usually like the private have from kindergarten all the way to high school.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I went to from kindergarten till grade 8, and then grade 9 in Germany, and I came back for high school, and talked to the principal and everything, and like they ended up like, your German level is so good. However, like I don't know if like your knowledge, it's there like about like some classes that like I missed.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
So they offered me to retake grade 8, I believe, or grade 9. Grade 9.
Oh.
So I was like, you know what, like I'm good. Like so
Yeah.
I enrolled to another private school, like it's an American high school.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's why when I show up at that American school, like all my classmates, they were really like they were in that school since kindergarten, and they were like been speaking English and Spanish all the way. So that's why I was lacking from the English.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
But yeah, like it was pretty good. And so I don't know, it's just funny. Like I just saw like sort of opportunity to take like my open electives, like German, and like also I didn't have a like certificate that said like I spoke German or whatever.
Yeah.
So I enrolled to take a German minor, and so I did that and the kinesiology one and diploma of business.
Okay.
And so yeah, like you asked about the job, right? Or?
Yeah. So you're in the faculty of kinesiology. So you graduated with a degree in sports management.
Yeah.
All right. And now you're doing a postgraduate internship with the athletics department here at the U of R. Maybe tell us what your role is and what you've done in the department this past season.
So yeah, what I'm doing with the athletic department is helping with events and marketing. So pretty much this year, what I did during season was plan the event, like all the games, like home games that we have for the Cougars. From soccer, hockey, volleyball, and basketball. Like I built the script, oversaw the whole game day operation. It was good to have people that were in last season and have like experience on those positions, so it made my life easier.
Yeah. So you're planning the operations on game day, which the in-game promotions, tickets, all the logistics.
Yeah.
On the game day. I know you were involved in there's a research component on that because you went out and kind of looked at the industry as a whole and see what other game days at other universities were like and try to implement some of those here at our home games. Maybe speak about what some of that research was and how you did it.
So part of the research was going to other Canada West schools to see what they do at their events. So we, like Andrew and I and like everybody at the office, like helped me like build like a schedule. And it's like, okay, like what schools are doing pretty good and like their teams are good at events and like everything. So like we planned the schedule. It's like, okay, like you're gonna go with the bubble team to UBC.
Yeah.
I went to soccer team to Calgary and Lethbridge, basketball to Saskatoon, men's hockey went to Alberta. It was like initially it was with men's hockey, but then I learned there was the Golden Bear Open, like track and field.
Yeah.
That the same weekend, and we were hosting the Canada West track and field championship.
Yeah.
And nobody like in the office except for you and Sabrina knew what track and field looked like. So I saw like more an opportunity to learn about track and field. So I put focus on track and field over hockey. I still like attended to one game for hockey. But yeah, like what I did like in those games, I went I was the first in the building, just drawing like how the venue looked like from their concession. How's it look? What do they have? Do they have merch? Like what do they have? Special seating, like if they have like VIP seating or sign seating or it's just rush seating, like stuff like that. Like where are they? Their DJ, like stats guy, like all that, like
So you're looking at the
component.
atmosphere. You're looking at what's the vibe like at these other home games.
Every detail, like from like the vibe and also like the organization and like what they do right and also like what some cons like I saw like disadvantages like they did. And stuff that we can implement here, which is like the research component. It's what we could do here. Like from UBC, what I learned, for example, was like the buckets. There was like their homecoming game. They won national championship last year. So like they had like the banner reveal that day.
Yeah.
So they brought buckets for the student section.
Like paint buckets.
Yeah, like those yeah. Like,
okay.
So like next thing I did, I came back is like, hey, like we gotta get buckets.
Okay.
So like
so you got buckets.
So I got buckets and like put them at the student section.
Yeah.
So I went to Rona and bought a lot of like those little buckets. Yeah. However, like first weekend, like with the Rams on the stands, like they broke them. So I was like, okay, like cool. So I gotta like think about it. It was like other ways to make noise that like will last. So I went to where did I go? Valley Village.
Okay.
And just bought like pizza pans, pots, anything that it could be really loud.
That you can bang and make a lot of noise. Yeah.
So like that's what I did. I just added like Cougar decals on each and like make it like more branded.
Yeah. So was UBC like what? I'm assuming UBC was like the most impressive place you visited in terms of like atmosphere and energy.
Probably yes, because of like that and Alberta hockey is pretty good.
What about Alberta hockey that stayed with you?
They have a tradition. They build a pyramid with empty cups against the glass. So like every time the game's over, the team like jumps against the glass and knocks the pyramid down. Like it's pretty like simple, but it's kind of cool. Like and it like that pyramid is built by the students, so they have the student section on that corner. So I don't know. It's like that sense of pride of the brand and stuff. So yeah, it's good. I that's one thing that I liked.
They have an established culture at their home
They
games.
do. Like I was talking to the people at Alberta and maybe like the reason why they're very successful at hockey is because like the dorms are next to the rink. Yeah. So they get a lot of people to those games.
And it's not a big rink. It's a small rink.
It's super small, old, but like they have everything they need. Like that's another thing that was like hard to compare because like we're a smaller school. We don't really have the facilities on campus.
We're more spread out.
Yeah, like we're very spread out.
Yeah. Where there everything is like in the same location.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like hard to compare and like be realistic, like stuff that we could implement and other that like it's not doable with our situation. But like we can definitely like stuff like at soccer, like at basketball, volleyball, like those events could be big.
What was the one thing that you learned as someone in the field of events and marketing? Was there anything that you discovered this past season about trying to build a student section that you thought was a good experience on your part?
In my opinion, I think you gotta make it attractive to people to sit in those seats because like logistically they're not the best seats to watch a game. Okay. However, if we incentivize that people that sit there, like giving like promo items, having like promos going on that's specific for that section, I think like motivates people to sit there. If I'm a student, if I see like Arthur was sitting on the student section and got a nice Yeti that it's worth, I don't know, $40. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're gonna like, holy, like maybe next game I will sit there and I might have the chance to get that or something better. So I think that's kind of like what we tried to do this year. Like some context. I came in and Savannah started the last intern. She started that student section, which was a great idea. Everything. We were like very dependable of the Rams and because and or other sport teams. Like that's the thing that I've noticed like this past year is like a lot of like varsity teams like have been supporting other teams, especially at the gym.
Is it a challenge to keep the Rams coming back to these games, these home games, and how do you incentivize other sports teams to continue coming to these games? Like, what do you have to do to keep them showing up?
Well, like I started going. For example, I compare when I was a player. Like I used to go to those games. I like with the Rams. Like Mark has been doing a great job. Like supporting to other teams. Like it's like mandatory. You gotta go to this game. So the whole team shows up and like they have to be there. So, however, like I was the one like who would come the next game, like the day after, and like it would like be a huge difference between like the student section. So I don't know. Like I feel like I want to get more students that don't belong to a varsity club or team. More involved. I feel like we have seen more people sitting on those seats.
Yeah, okay.
So it's definitely growing. It won't be like a 1 year process. I think it will take their time. And as I said, I think like people have to see an attractive to sit there. So I feel like if I had the decision, I will continue like incentivizing people by giving those promos.
And what about amenities? Like I know, we've done a few different things when it comes to like food and drinks at the games this past season. Like, how involved were you in organizing that, and maybe tell us what can someone who would want to come to a Cougar game next season, what can they expect?
Well, more variety. Like that's another thing, and like good food, and the biggest thing, affordable. Super affordable. We have been working with chicken attendees, so they've been doing great since they got to campus. They've been very supportive. They manage the concession. Like we don't really do a lot of organizing. It's just like making sure like they have everything. Like if the power goes out, like make sure to find a way to like get it back on and stuff like that.
So we got chicken tendies. So
chicken tendies.
Chicken fingers, fries, burgers. What else do they sell at games?
Popcorn. I think that was like famous. They have like pop, water, Great Western beer. Shout out Cougar Lager. Okay. And Great Western. Like that's another thing that's been big. Like this year, like we got our own beer, like branded.
Oh, okay.
So
tell us about we got our own beer.
Yeah. So that's available now, like at soccer games, basketball games, volleyball, even at the rink. So that's been good, like working with Real to get the Cougar Lager on tap. Right now we only have it on draft.
Okay.
But hopefully, like in a couple of years, we can can it and make it a big deal. Like I think that's huge for us. Like Great Western has been great great partner. And they supported that, and I think like it was a pretty good item to have on the concession this year.
Yeah,
pretty sure it was like the most sold beer that they have, and they had a lot of variety. Like Great Western, they had Radler, Pilsner, Light, like whatever you name it, like they had it. So
I'm curious to know at the other schools you visited, did they have their own beer? Did any of them have their own special draft?
Like I noticed Alberta has. Like they have the green and gold. I think it's a lager too. Like I had one. But the only reason why I bought it was because of the can. It's not because I didn't want to drink.
What about the can?
It said like it was branded, so it was
Okay.
like it's like green and gold. They had like
Yeah.
the Alberta logo.
Yeah.
So like the A and both the panda and the golden bear. So
Okay.
that was kind of cool. And I even brought the empty can because I wanted to show it to Kelsey because she's the one working closely with Great Western. So it's
Okay.
like, hey, like this is what they do in Alberta. I like that. Saskatoon.
Yeah.
Like it hurts me to like talk about them, but like whatever. When I went to a basketball, they gave vouchers for free samples. Like,
Okay.
for Great Western as well.
Okay.
So yeah, like that was good too. Like I came back with those vouchers and talked
So in the future
Awesome.
for us, we probably can expect branded cans at our home games.
how it's going. Yes,
That's all we need to know.
It's not to me to make the call, but
that's why you do the research, right? To see what's
Right.
out there and to see where we have room to grow in
Exactly.
getting our home games to the level where the students want to come, people who are not students want to come to our home games and have a good evening out of it and make it an event that is enjoyable as something to do in the city. So thanks for all the time and effort you've put into that.
Thank you.
And I'm sure it'll pay dividends, when it comes to your career in terms of being in team management, right? Because this is a one small part to the bigger picture when it comes to a team success. Like if a team has a successful and well-run event around the game that they're playing, then I think the two feed off each other. So
Correct. Yeah, like I'm a huge like believer on like small details. Like
Yeah.
I feel like those make the difference, and like that's the thing that I learned from like my visits. It's like from each visit I learn like a little thing, but like it could like sound like the dumbest or like not like it's gonna make a huge difference. But I believe like that's how like it builds up and like you achieve like a great event to just like a mediocre or like meh event. So yeah, like from like every school I went, like I learned like new things. Like from UBC, I said the buckets. Ladbridge, I learned like they put the team locker, like they print off like the team who's visiting, they print off a poster and they put it at their door at the locker. So like they know when they get there, that's the locker. So that as soon as I came back, I was like, I gotta do this. So I started like doing that. But yeah, like stuff like that, like
just
it's
a little
little things that like some people like.
just adds the experience.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just like it gotta be both ways.
Yeah, and I mean, Mark Cuban, well known for one of the Dallas Mavericks for many years. He said, when he for the visiting teams, he made sure he fed them well. Like he wanted to make sure that when those NBA teams came to Dallas to play the Mavericks, that those visiting teams had the best meal and the best food ever, because he's like, you never know who's going to be a free agent. You never know who you're going to need to come in and play for you. And yeah, it goes both ways, right? You want the teams when they come here, they have a pleasant time at Regina. Yeah. You never know who athletes might transfer. You never know whose parents may be visiting. And, so the details go a long way. So thank you, my friend. And speaking of details, we have a futsal tournament that we gotta go.
We gotta go win it.
We got to go win it. Our women's soccer team are having their annual futsal tournament, which is one of the fundraisers for that team. So Aldo and myself and a couple other coworkers, our team's called. Do you know what? You want to tell them what our team's called?
I think it's like infection.
Close. The staff infection. We gotta go. I think we've got 5 minutes to make it over to that court. So Aldo, thanks again for joining us on the show. And to you out there who are watching, listening, or wherever you're getting this podcast, thank you. If you've made it this far, I appreciate it. This is a Scratching Post presented by Sastel. I'm your host, Arthur Ward, signing off until next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow wherever you're getting this podcast. And until then, be kind. Bye-bye.
Get your Cougar lagers.
And get your Cougar lager.
Yeah.
That too.